Actress Elsa B. Daniel has played many great female roles, but few were as great as her real-life role of a daughter who cared for her mother with Alzheimer's. Elsa B. shares with us the experience of her mom's last years with this condition.
Rulene, my mom, died earlier this year in June of Alzheimer's. What is interesting is that I noticed about 10 years ago that her cerebral functions were going. Long before I could put a name to it, I realized that she was too negative, she was getting aggressive, she was repeating stories all over. She would not be able to look up a number in a telephone book anymore. But she got more and more negative, and we put her on antidepressants, which she flung away after a while and said, no, she's not going to do that. But we kept on and we kept on, and my dad died in 2005, and the day that he was buried, she got a really bad episode of passing out. And then after that, she fell more and more and more, and eventually I figured out, but she's now falling even while she's not walking. She's sitting on a chair and she would just slide out of it. And I made an appointment with her GP, who made an appointment with a psychiatrist, who said, come back with your brothers. And when he said that, I knew that there was something wrong in a big way. I went back without my brothers because they're far and they couldn't come. And he said, I hate to tell you this, but your mom has Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, but it should be noted that not all forms of dementia mean someone has Alzheimer's disease.
At this stage, she was living at an old age home in Strand called Amatis, and I had incredible support, especially from the head of Amatis, Valencia Schoen. And she got me in one day and she said, Elsa, now we've got to put your mom in the corridor where we keep people with dementia, because she's not able to look after herself anymore. You saw her going very thin, and she's losing stuff and can't find her door anymore and so on. At that stage, and I'm talking about 3 years ago now, she already didn't know who I was. When I came to visit, I always said, hi, how are you? And she would say, no, I'm good. And then I would say, wie is ek? And she would look at me and say, ek weet regtig nie, I really don't know. Or she would say, ek kan nie nou sê nie. And I realized I had to put pictures up in her room. So I had pictures of the family with little, stickers with their names on, and I would show them to her. But she lost interest. She couldn't remember them. She didn't know who they were. I had a beautiful picture of my dad, and I would show her, and I said, who is this? And so I said, it's baie mooi man. But she didn't know who he was. So I really tried to get her interested and get her cohesive, for a very long time, but she lost it.
Symptoms of Alzheimer's disease vary greatly from patient to patient. Although there are a few distinguishing symptoms, a medical diagnosis is advised. Valencia Schoen from Amatis has seen the disease over many years and shares her insight.
There are so many facets, and I think people sometimes get confused and they think it's only memory loss, or when people struggle to find a certain word. But it is so much more than that. It is really behavior changes that start happening, or functional problems that they start experiencing. With Rulene, she became very isolated, and then also they start finding it difficult to communicate, finding a word for something. And I think what happens is people then think that you can't communicate because she can't communicate back. And that is one of the problems that you struggle with when you treat an Alzheimer patient.
There's no cure for Alzheimer's, so the goal of treatment is to manage the condition. Mental stimulation and a managed environment can help the patient cope.
Sometimes people experience guilt feelings because they feel they made a promise that they will take care of their mom or their dad, and they don't realize what they're letting themselves in for. It is not just the physical care that you have to do, but it is also emotionally very strenuous. So in a care facility you have staff who are well trained professionals, and they also work different shifts. So when you take care of that person on your own, you must remember you don't have anybody taking shifts. You are there day and night. So that's really very, very tiring.
Care facilities are often the best solution for Alzheimer's patients when the condition reaches an advanced stage. trained staff and a safe environment can be a relief for both the family and the patient as well.
I think it is so difficult to prepare yourself if you hear that somebody you love is now developing Alzheimer. But we were always told information is power, so get as much information as you can. Know and face the facts that no medication or treatment is going to change that illness. It's not going to get better. So get information, get support. There are so many opportunities to get more information. You can just use Google, for instance, and Google validation therapy and see how you can use music to communicate with an Alzheimer patient. Information and support, that is important.
While proper medical and physical care are important, there's nothing that can replace the value of love and interaction from family members of Alzheimer's patients.
I think one of the biggest misunderstandings of family and friends is that they don't want to visit anymore because they think it doesn't matter. That person doesn't know that I'm here, or she doesn't understand when I talk to her. So often they cannot react back. But if you look at the eyes, you can see, they still react to love and to caring and to touching. And that is the important thing.
For more information on Alzheimer's disease and a list of where you can find support, assistance and care resources around the country, visit the website of Alzheimer's South Africa at alzheimers.org.za.